What's up, Michigan fans? Welcome back to the Maize and Bluebeard podcast, your daily podcast for all things Michigan football, Michigan basketball, and all Michigan sports. I'm Chris. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you taking the time to talk a little Michigan Wolverines with me. We got a lot to get to. We've got to talk about a surprise departure from the Michigan team. Who is it, and why do we think it happened? We also have a recruit that left their commitment and is leaving. Who is that, and why do we think they might have done it? We'll talk about that. And some more player interviews. We'll break down what they had to say about things. And I can't wait. This one is Smith Snowden, one of my players I'm most excited about. And of course, we'll wrap it up with the question of the day results, as always. All that and more on this episode of the Maize and Bluebeard podcast. Let's go blue, and let's get to it. Michigan's quarterback room got one quarterback lighter as the news broke yesterday that Colin Hurley, Michigan's redshirt freshman quarterback that they got in the transfer portal from LSU, has left the program. Now, this is a bummer because he was one that was thought of to compete for the backup spot with Braden Fowler-Nicolosi and with Tommy Carr, Brady Schmiegel, all the youngsters. So this is a bummer because I really liked the opportunity, a fresh start for him. But, you know, he had some things. He had reclassified and joined college football very young. So that probably is usually not the best choice. It usually doesn't pay off for college athletes. So he had some of that kind of stunted his growth, I think. And also he had the bad car accident at LSU. So he's had a lot of things thrown in his way. He does have talent. You can watch in high school and see that. But it was described as a mutual parting of ways, and that's all we know. No disclosed reason. People in the know inside the program say it's not because of Tommy Carr's rise and how well he's doing and how highly the staff thinks of him. But who knows? It could play a part in it. But with all that stuff going on, maybe he just wanted to go back home for a while. Maybe he wasn't feeling good. Maybe he was struggling. I mean, who knows what was going on? But I wish him the best. I was excited to see what he could do here at Michigan, but the quarterback room is fine, so do not worry. We've got a couple youngsters in there. We've got Braden Fowler-Nicolosi, and of course we have Bryce Underwood, and more to come down the road. So a bummer for sure, a player I was excited to see soon at the spring game and see what he was made of, see him in the maize and blue, but he is going to go elsewhere. Who knows if he'll play this year, if he'll go to another team, or he'll take some time off. I don't know. If I hear anything, I will let you guys know. But as of right now, we just know it was for a mutual parting of ways between the team and him. No hard feelings. And it is said to not be because of Tommy Carr doing so well. But time will tell. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I am bummed, but I wish him the best. A couple more players spoke with the media recently. One, Smith Snowden, a player I am very excited about from Utah. Just dynamic cornerback, played offense, defense, and returned. So he had a lot of cool things to say. This is what he said to the media. He said, I think that this defense actually comes from Coach Witt or maybe his dad. So it's a defense that they've all played through, all been through. So Coach Hill will change things up a little bit, but I think at the core, it's really similar to what I was in before at Utah. So of course, like I said, he was part of the return game at Utah. And he was talking about Kerry Combs. They asked him, you know, do you think he'll do some special teams return stuff here? He said, I don't know, but he said Coach Kerry Combs is awesome. He's a great coach who knows a lot. He has a lot of knowledge to give. He's coached a lot of players I've actually looked up to growing up because you know you're a DB. You watch DBs growing up. That's what it is. So I've known Coach Combs for a while now. He actually had recruited me when I was in high school. So everything came full circle, and I'm grateful that he's here at Michigan. So that is pretty cool to hear. And Troy Bowles also spoke, Michigan's linebacker who came over from Georgia. Has played some, been on the field, but he hasn't had a major role carved out yet with upperclassmen ahead of him. So he's finally getting that shot now. So I'm excited to see what Troy Bowles does. And he was talking about Alex Whittingham, the linebacker coach. And this is what he had to say. I like him a lot. You can definitely tell he comes from the league, the NFL. He's teaching. We watch a lot of Chiefs tape because that's where he came from. So just looking at the guys like Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquil, watching a lot of tape on them, it's been teaching us a lot. So that's pretty cool. And they just continue to rave about this coaching staff, their position coaches, the head coach, the coordinators, just everybody. It's a special group, and they are loving it. They're loving the atmosphere. They're loving the vibe. They're loving the grinding and doing the work. And they're just all bought in and all on the same page. And I am excited. I feel like we are witnessing the beginning of something special under Whittingham's tenure, and I think we're going to really like what we see on the field. So Michigan lost another recruit. What recruiting giveth, it taketh away. But this is really a nothing burger. You know, you will see rival fans say, uh-oh, things aren't looking good in Ann Arbor. Everyone's leaving that sinking ship. Blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. But I mean, it happens. He's been committed to Michigan for a while. He's a 3-star. I was excited about him. He plays with a nasty streak. I liked him. But, you know, they signed Sidney Verleau, who's a 4-star, who I think is even better. They've got some more top 100 linemen coming for visits. So, you know, and they already have some young freshmen on there, Marky Wahlberg, Malachi Lee, Ace Hamilton, some really good young offensive linemen, Avery Gotch, that, not to mention the starters, Babaloa. You know, there's just so much maybe in front of him, and he thought, I can go somewhere else and have a better chance to play. Or maybe other teams have come calling and said, hey, we want you to start, or we're going to pay you more than Michigan to come start. Or you're going to be the backup for 1 year and play and rotate you in, and you're going to start next year. Who knows what he's being told by other people. So it's a bummer that he's leaving, because I think he could have been a very fun Michigan offensive lineman. But I wish him the best. I get it. If there's a better opportunity for him, go get it, young man. It's not a big deal. We will be just fine. Offensive line is looking good. Who are some names to keep an eye on? Of course, Michigan is still battling to keep Lou Esposito's son, in the fold. He had committed to Michigan before his dad left for the Ravens to coach with Jesse Minter. And so now he is still loosely committed to Michigan, but he's talking to other teams, visiting other teams. And I don't blame him. His dad's gone now. That was probably one of the main reasons he was going to come here. But, I mean, if anybody doesn't want to get coached by Harding, like, come on. What are you thinking? So Penn State's a big player there. We'll see. So keep an eye on him. And then also Michigan has some top recruits coming in. Albert Simeon, the number 2 interior offensive lineman in the country. He's coming in. Texas A&M and Notre Dame are interested in him as well. And then Oluwasemelor Alubobala. That one's hard to say. He's coming again. He's interested. And one I've talked about recently, Jakari Lipsey, a top 100 tackle. He's also planning to come. So, Michigan will probably take a couple more. And they're looking at a lot of people. So we will be fine. It's a bummer that Tristan Dare decommitted, but it happens. They commit early, and then, the team gets more people, and they look at the room and they think, there's other opportunities. So I don't mind it at all. I'm not concerned. You should not be either. Michigan's going to be just fine. So good luck, Tristan Dare. Wish you could have been a Wolverine, but we wish you the best. Michigan baseball and softball were supposed to play yesterday, but due to weather, it was postponed. Softball will play today now, this afternoon, and Michigan baseball will play next week, Monday, instead. So look for those games. Check out MGO Blue. That's what I like to follow. Or get Big Ten Plus. You can watch every Michigan sport you can imagine. But I'll update you on how the softball game goes in tomorrow's video, and we'll talk some baseball this weekend when they play again. Now it's time for the question of the day results. Remember, I ask a question of the day every day, so if you haven't voted on today's question of the day, head on over to the community tab after this video and vote. Yesterday, I asked, how many receiving yards will Andrew Marsh, Michigan's number 1 stud receiver, have next season? He had 651 last year. How many will he have this coming year? You could say 300 to 500, maybe a little dip because we have so many more weapons. 500 to 700, so right in the same area. 700 to 1,000, he'll go up a little bit. Or over 1,000, Michigan's offense will be prolific and have a magical season. Results are in, and here they are. As you can see here, the winning answer was 700 to 1,000, and I would agree. If he gets over 1,000, that would be sick. That means we're rocking. But there's a lot of mouths to feed. 2 really good running backs. Bryce is going to do some RPO, so he'll be running and passing. We've got a stable of solid tight ends. We've got, at least 4 receivers who really should play a big part in the offense, and maybe more beyond that. So it's Michigan hasn't had this level of talent on offense for a while, especially at the wide receiver. J.J. Buchanan is going to eat into those yards. Jamie French, Celeste Moa, and maybe others down the line too. You never know. Travis Johnson, Jamar Browder. We will see. Hogan Hansen, Zach Marshall, Deacon Tonelli, great tight ends. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all shapes out. So I think that's a safe bet that he'll have a little uptick, but maybe not go crazy and double his yards or something like that. Thanks to everybody that voted. Remember, if you didn't vote yet, head on over to the community tab and vote now. That's going to do it for this episode of the Amazing Bluebeard podcast. Thanks for hanging out with me. I always have fun hanging out with you guys. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Just hit it real quick. It'll help the channel grow, and you'll get alerts when I do live streams, post-game, pre-game, all of that kind of stuff, and when I have a new video come out. Also, if you already are subscribed, I appreciate you. Make sure to hit the like button. It lets YouTube know that you're having fun, and it'll send this out to more people so our community can continue to grow. And finally, leave a comment. I respond to everyone, and I love talking to you guys in the comments section. So I will see you down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, as always, Michigan fans, go blue.